What's going on? So there's going to be 7 NFL games coming in the 2025 football season that's going to be played outside the United States. That's the most ever. Brazil's going to have the first one with the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Ireland, England, Germany, and Spain are all participant. It's interesting that a brand like the NFL will be able to sell product outside the states, even though right now with the whole tariffs and all the interest, it's interesting. It's shows you how powerful the NFL is to an extent, but then it's also corporate. But then, right, really, who's going to be complaining about it if they want for the sake of entertainment? Now, elephant in the room is, do people care enough about the NFL outside the states? I say it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Um, if you ever been to England or anything like that, their idea of football, rugby, soccer is different. Some people like the novelty of it. Some kind of cringe at it. It depends on who you ask. Um, Interestingly enough, and I was checking it out. It's kind of interesting that Jacksonville Jaguars have like a built-in reputation with London, so they playing in different places, and the Vikings are going to be in it. But not surprisingly, not a lot with the Dallas Cowboys. And if this had have happened in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, would have been very interesting how that would have come to play. You know, there are a lot of ideas that are happening these days, that the cross marketing and someone that are surprised that no one had brainstormed it before. Really am. Because when I say the NFL in particular, if you notice like field goal kickers, a lot of kickers came from overseas to kick. So surprisingly, who didn't brainstorm bringing the games to the places before, But they always say better late than never. It's just that it's kind of surprising that it didn't jumpstart when, I would say, back in the day, when it would have been a compelling situation to have occurred. So, it's just one of those things that you kind of like look at and what have you. But there are going to be 7 games. Brazil's going to get it. Obviously with Ireland, and then of course with England and with Germany and with Spain. And for some of these places and venues, it's the first time ever that they've ever entertained an NFL game in their venue. So it's going to be interesting with the seating and the footing and the capacity and how people are going to take hold of it. The football experience from America is a bit different than in other places because of the way that you touch the ball and so on and so forth. So it makes it for a very interesting front event. But I'm sure they will acquire fans, and of course, there are people all over the world who wear NFL paraphernalia, and they are fans of certain teams, and so they get kind of conditioned about what to expect and so on. But it'll be interesting how it plays out. I do know that in the back of my mind, the NFL would love to have a team overseas, and I'm sure they would love to put a team in London or something like that to make that work. But I'm sure that if they thought they could do it, they could try to make it happen. But there also has to be a kind of consensus that there will be an acceptance, that there will be people that will want to support it with the finances and with everything that's going on with that. So we're going to see how that all turns out. But at this juncture in time, it's still a work in progress. Obviously, there's still things that have to be done and so on and so forth. But anyway, this is really interesting that this is the most games that are going to come to view this particular year. 7 is a big start, and we'll see how it all plays out. Like I said before earlier, with the tariffs and all the finances and all the so-called, like with the trades and everything, it's gonna be interesting if people will support, with despite the whole thing that's going on, because there's so much politics involved. But let me know what you think in the comments. The NFL overseas, more games than before, and new countries, and what to expect with the NFL and the invasion. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and shit. Or if you like, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.